All right, so let's see what you want to give. All right, excellent. Netflix hires investment banker to explore a bid for Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Discovery reports. Man, do we want to do it today or Wednesday time? Because I really want to get into the story.
Why don't we do that on Wednesday? Tell everybody, come back Business Wednesday. We're going to dive into a bunch of stuff.
I have
like
a whole
this.
breakdown for Disney, and I'm going to tell you some thoughts. Okay, let's go to this. Heritage Foundation shaking up staff, and wake up Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes controversy. What is this about, Rob?
This is the Heritage Foundation president defending Tucker Carlson's
Kevin
interview.
Roberts.
Yep, with Nick Fuentes.
By the way, isn't Kevin Roberts the one who was interviewed on World Economic Forum a year and a half ago where he crushed it?
Yes.
With the 3-minute and 20-second clip that he had.
Great.
He was, I think it's him, right? Yeah. He is phenomenal at the way. So let's just see what he has. So the whole story is about what, Rob? So let me read this. Heritage Founder President Kevin Roberts announced staff resignation, reassignments on Friday in the wake of the conservative uproar over statement defending Tucker Carlson. Okay, let's see what he has to say. Go ahead, Rob.
I'll have more to say on this in the coming days. But today I want to be clear about one thing. Christians can critique the state of Israel without being anti-Semitic. And of course, anti-Semitism should be condemned. My loyalty as a Christian and as an American is to Christ first and to America always. When it serves the interests of the United States to cooperate with Israel, but when it doesn't, conservatives should feel no obligation to reflexively support any foreign government, no matter how loud the pressure becomes from the globalist class or from their mouthpieces in Washington. The Heritage Foundation didn't become the intellectual backbone of the conservative movement by canceling our own people or policing the consciences of Christians. And we won't start doing that now. We don't take direction from comments on X, though we are grateful for the robust free speech debate. We also don't take direction from members or donors, though we are inherently grateful for their support. And we're adding more every day. This is the robust debate we invite with our colleagues, our movement friends, our members, and the American public. We will always defend truth. We will always defend America, and we will always defend our friends against the slander of bad actors who serve someone else's agenda. That includes Tucker Carlson, who remains, and as I have said before, always will be a close friend of the Heritage Foundation. The venomous coalition attacking him are sowing division. Their attempt to cancel him will fail. Most importantly, the American people expect us to be focusing on our political adversaries on the left, not attacking our friends on the right. I disagree with, and even abhor, things that Nick Fuentes says. But canceling him is not the answer either. When we disagree with a person's thoughts and opinions, we challenge those ideas in debate. And we have seen success in this approach as we continue to dismantle the vile ideas of the left. As my friend Vice President Vance said last night, what I am not okay with is any country coming before the interest.
Can pause right there. Okay, so which one of you guys? Tom, your thoughts on this?
I love that. I think he laid it out very well. And I happen to agree with that point of view. That point of view is me. I'm a Christian first, but America always. And I look at things around the world, and there's allies we have and things you support. And I think him coming out and supporting, Tucker very specifically, this is the Heritage Foundation saying, hey, this is what we're all about. We're not here to spin it. I'm not going to do a little tweet. I'm going to tell you exactly where we stand. And I respect it.
Well, what is the issue? Is the issue, Rob, all predicated based on Tucker having Nick on?
Yes.
And so that's it?
That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
Tucker has Nick on. Tucker gets all kinds of heat and all kinds of things being thrown at him. Heritage Foundation comes out and says, bup, and Tucker Carlson is a friend of ours.
Yeah, but what's the issue, though? What I want, and who is this, Rob?
So this is Randy Fine. He is a congressman from the state of Florida. I believe he was just elected to office in this year. He is at the Republican Jewish Coalition this past weekend, where he claims that Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America.
He says this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Play it?
Because he had Nick on.
Let me hear it.
Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. He has chosen to take on the mantle.
Pause right there, Rob. Can you find out how many people were at this event?
Doesn't sound like a lot.
No, it's not. No, that's not true. That's not true. It's sold out. It's their biggest event they ever had. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not that it doesn't sound like it's a lot. It doesn't sound like it's a lot of people that support what he had to say.
That's what I mean, yeah.
No, those are two different things, though. Can we find out how many people were in attendance at this event? Hang on. Let me ask.
And it appears only people in
Do you
those
see
first
it?
couple rows that could be seen on camera held up that Tucker is not MAGA sign. You see that?
Right,
That's
yeah.
not the whole audience. It appears to be like a couple rows of people. Like, is this a photo op? I smell a rat the same way I think you're smelling a rat.
no,
Pat.
no,
If there's
that's
1,000
it's not-
people here and it sounds
No,
like
I'm
a
not-
couple dozen clapping.
I'm actually taking a very different angle here. I just want to know. Tell me how many people were there. 1,000 people? Okay, go back. 1,000 people is a decent crowd, right? So if you got 1,000 people, go back to when he said it again, Rob. Yeah, please pray.
Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. He
What
has
percentage?
chosen.
Pause. What percentage of 1,000? What did that sound like? 100?
At first,
Probably
it was
100.
very small. It
Maybe.
grew a little bit because of discomfort.
I think you're right, 100.
Okay, 10% is clapping. That means 90% is not. At what time did this guy speak? Because by the end of the event, half the room was gone from what I was told that what happened. I was told that the event was, Mayweather was at this event, if I'm not mistaken. A couple other guys were at this event, if I'm not mistaken. Who walked out at the, yeah, okay. It's okay, Rob. Let's just hear what he has to say. So Tucker Carlson, he says, is the biggest what? What do you call it? Anti-Semite?
Anti-Semite in America.
Keep going.
He has chosen to take on the mantle of leader of a modern-day Hitler youth, to broadcast and feature those who
saying?
celebrate the Nazis, those who call for the extermination of Israel, to defend Hamas, to even criticize President Trump for stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions. Friends, make no mistake, Tucker is not MAGA.
Still the same number.
Tucker's fall from grace has been one of the most extraordinary implosions in political history. And the rapidity of it has created real challenges for us all. Because our friends don't have our shared experience. I even deal with this with my colleagues in the House. See, they remember the Tucker of 5 years ago. They don't live with anti-Semitism every day. They don't think about it the way that we do.
Can you stop it?
And it's
But Pat, is he the same guy that said that we should have nuked Gaza? Is that the same Randy Fine?
Yes.
He said to nuke Gaza, but he said it would be a
Okay.
bad idea because
But
the fallout
here's,
with Israel.
Here's the problem. He doesn't represent majority of the Jews.
I agree.
He's not the face. He's not the majority of the Jews that you deal with. That's the problem here. Because you take a complete minority of the opposing side and a complete minority on the other side, and you pin them each other, and it sounds like it's the majority of each side, and it's not. It's not. And this actually is a terrible look. This is a terrible look. You know what a message like this does? For example, you know what this sounds like? You know what it sounds like? Randy doesn't sound any different than who was the guy that we had here who, we were trying to do a debate with him and Jason, and it didn't happen. It was an unfortunate situation last minute. Whitlock, and who was the other guy?
Roland Martin.
Roland Martin.
Oh, you're right.
He sounds like the Roland Martin of the Jewish side. You don't sound any different than, you don't know what it is to be black. You don't know what it is to be this. You sound exactly like Roland Martin. That's what you sound like. It's just selling more victimhood. By the way, you know what the challenge is sometimes? Like every time we would launch a new product and people didn't know how to sell it, and you would go and sit down, Tom, you would remember this. We would sit down, Vinnie, with a new product to sell. They didn't know how to sell the product. And I would go to different offices. I'm like, you're not selling it right to resonate with the audience. You're trying to get to either recruit them over to us or to sell to that clientele. You don't know how to sell that product and package it right. They have a packaging issue right now. They truly have a packaging issue right now. They have a messaging issue right now. Rather than trying to improve instead of, saying it's anti-Semite, this anti-Semite, that, just improve your messaging. Improve your packaging. Listen, do you know what the Jewish community desperately needs? A consulting firm, a marketing firm, to sit down with them and say, here's I would repackage your messaging because you sound like the reparations of African Americans when it's like you don't understand what it is to be black. You sound like them. You sound like who you criticize. You know, Nick Fuentes, I sat and I talked to him. You know, I didn't, what do you call it? When I showed him that clip from him at 18 years old, and I said, look, that kind of sounds racist. It kind of does. And then I said, but also, you were 18.
Yes.
You know, so we have to also realize that you're kind of going through it. And you're, you know, some stupid things I did at 18 years old. Okay, no problem. You have to go through it. But to me, a Nick and a Tucker sitting together is actually a very interesting conversation that probably most people. Now, by the way, some people are criticizing because when Nick said what December 18th is one of my favorite days. Why? Because that's when Stalin was born. And then Tucker stops and he says, "Really? You know, okay, you want to criticize that? All right, and we'll come back to, we'll have the conversation." I haven't seen the whole interview, so I don't want to judge it saying the fact that I've seen the entire interview. But it's bad packaging, it's bad timing, it's too much, and it's, man. It
waters down the term anti-Semite to say somebody like Tucker is the biggest anti-Semite in the world. Like, it does a disservice to, like...
It's the only child syndrome.
Yeah.
It truly is the only child syndrome.
It's like racism. You keep using it and banging around. Something that loses its power and its value.
It's not even where I'm going. Tom, I just think it's the only child syndrome. Do you have friends that were only child?
Yeah.
Okay. Think about the only child you knew. Okay, don't say the name, but just think about who that person was. What was the attitude? What was their, and especially if the parents had money. Don't think about the only child when parents didn't have money. And don't think about the only child because parents didn't want to have more kids. Think about the parents that had one kid and they said, we only want one kid.
Okay, I'll tell you two things.
Go ahead.
One, I loved him to death because he was always available. And the reason he was always available, because he didn't have brothers and sisters, he didn't have things he had responsibilities to do. And so he was always the guy you could count on to be able to go with you to do something.
He probably wanted a brother.
But you know who was the hardest person to give feedback to because he never felt he was wrong?
Who?
Is him.
That's it.
Because he was at home and he never got corrected and he never understood being compared to a brother or sister and never
kicked his ass all the time. Yeah.
Correct. Nobody did that. So whenever we would get into it with him, we would say, dude's just being dude. And that would be it. Instead of dude, it was his name.
You know what Israel, you want to know what Israel needs?
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. You know what Israel needs? I'm going to tell you what Israel needs.
A big brother?
No, let me tell you what Israel needs. Oh my God, they need this. If they have the brass to do it. If they have the brass to do it. Are you ready?
Okay.
This is going to be the craziest idea I'm going to put out there. And please, if you support it, cut it, clip it, put it on X, and let's see what people say about it. I believe the way to save Israel, for them to be humbled, is Israel needs a roast like the Tom Brady roast.
Wow.
Put Netanyahu in the middle, bring Kevin Hart, Andrew Schultz, Dave Smith, bring, who's the guy, Kill Tony. Who is the other guy? Who's the other guy that plays Biden?
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Not Tony Hinchcliffe. The other guy.
That was Shane Gillis.
He was Shane Gillis. Bring Shane Gillis. Bring all of these comedians and let them do a 3-hour roast on Israel. Let them make so much fun of them, so much of it. And if you can take it, then the world is finally going to be like, all right, let's move on. We got it out of our system.
Yeah.
But they won't let it happen.
No.
Did you understand what I just said?
100%.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's the flippin' only child syndrome. I'm somebody that knows your enemy.
Yeah.
I live with your enemy for freaking 11 years. This is just give me a flippin' break. Man, it's like this is so much. Stop it already. It's the only child syndrome. Guess what happens when you go to the army? Everybody makes fun of everybody in the army. Do you know how brutal it is? Do you know how many nasty jokes we would say about each other? And there was always that handful of kids that couldn't take it.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go, hey, drill sergeant, I want to get out of the army and I want to ETS. Okay, no problem. Dishonorable discharge. But you're living in the social media world. You're going to get it every day. Now, do I believe the other side spends money on bots? Yes, you got a couple billion Muslims, And how many total Jews are there in the world? What's the population? 15 million people?
15?
Yeah.
Do I believe they're playing games to pin the world against Israel? I do. Do I believe they're playing games to pin everybody against Jews? I do. Do I believe there are a lot of people that, want to see these things increase even more? I do. Do I believe that, Israel, every year we give them $3 billion? Yes, but we force them to buy 80% of the money with the $3 billion they get to buy military contractors. It's kind of like me saying, I'm going to give you $100, Vinnie, but guess what? I want you to spend $80 of it and buy equipment from Tom, who has a business in America.
Okay.
Money's coming back to me. 20% staying with you. Here's the way of me giving you some equipment.
Yes.
I'm getting it back anyways, right?
Yep.
It's a flywheel. The business coming back to me. Do I believe the $2-3 billion? We give Israel $3 billion every year. We gave SNAP of people that are from other countries $70 billion last year. None of you are bitching about it. Israel has such an easy messaging to do, but because they're the only child syndrome, spoiled, you're acting like a spoiled brat, and quite frankly, it's unattractive. You make it tough for people that support you to support you. And I can't believe I said this right now, but honestly, it's like, give it a flip and break already. You know what? Do the roast. Bibi, go do the roast. If not Bibi, who else is the biggest person like that to do the roast? Who is the face of the Israel? It's really only Bibi, right? Do you guys remember when Snoop roasted Trump and Trump sat in the middle
Sat there like
and
a
said,
boss.
it ain't the first time you kicked out a black man out of his house?
Yeah.
When he told the joke about Obama and all this.
yeah.
And he just sat in the middle.
Yeah, laughing.
Guess
taking
what? Bibi needs a flippin' roast and bring the goats that do some painful stuff. Do you remember how painful some of the roasts were? Hey, while your wife was doing
my
jujitsu
God.
and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my! And hey,
Taking it.
Robert Kraft was at a massage this, and it's like, hey, don't say anything about Robert Kraft. And don't say about. Guess
take
what
it.
happened afterwards, Brady?
Take it.
Brady's, it's like, all right, we're over it.
And then he got the crap on them at the
Yeah,
end.
and then it's like we're done.
Yeah.
But I yeah.
good,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. I think if you hired me as a marketing agency, and we definitely won't take money from you. But if you came and you hired us and we were to give any kind of ideas, I don't know who the hell is giving advice to them on the messaging. By the way, at least Charlie Kirk was trying to tell him your messaging is not sitting with the younger generation. What are you doing? What are you doing? By the way, would you want to see that roast?
Oh,
Which roast would you rather watch, Tom Brady or Bibi Netanyahu?
Bibi Netanyahu.
Would you pay to watch that
100%
roast?
I want to see them go after him. Oh, yeah. And then let him come back. You get to get it all dumped on you, sit there and take it on the chin, and then you go.
By the way, actually, what happens if he agrees to that roast?
Probably one of the most viewed things. It'd be the most viewed roast past Tom
No.
Brady's.
What do you think happens to Israel?
People stop talking about it as much.
What do you think happens to Israel? Do you think it becomes like, all right, this was kind of funny. All right, we got a kind of our system. So if they're pushing you like this, you're an anti-Semite, you're this, you're the, you're all right, roast. All right, maybe they come
It'll
here.
ease
I
the
don't think it's going to go
pressure. No,
here.
of course not.
But I think it brings a
It'll ease
20%,
it, yeah,
bro.
what you need.
It's insane.
What you need.
Sometimes all your kids want to do is they just want to say what they feel about you at a. You know how you go to a dinner table and they're like, the other day I'm having a conversation with my kids, and then I'm asking about papaws, who got papaws, and they're going through the story of all these papaws, and it was almost like a therapy session for them because they're like, Papa's given all of us papaws. What? I didn't know that till last week.
What do you mean?
I've never known that Papa's given the kids papaws.
Really?
So I'm like, wait, what?
Gabriel's done
He
it?
says, oh, and then they look at me like, the look like I'm crazy? You know what look I'm talking about? Like,
Wait.
what do you mean?
You live
like,
here
you didn't
too,
know?
right?
I'm like,
You don't know?
wait, Papa gave you guys papas? Papa's giving Brooklyn Papa. No. Yeah, on the hand.
Oh,
And she gets hurt. But I'm like, wow. And then they're like, well, listen, Melva too. I said, there's no way, Melva. Dad, you don't know Melva like we know
She's
Melva.
giving
You're
us
at work.
papa.
I'm like, Melva gave you papa?
Papa?
And then by the time it was out of their system, they're like, all right, you want to go watch a movie?
Yeah,
All right, it was
let's
cool.
go.
But I just think, like, dude, some of the most annoying people in my life, you know who they are?
Only child.
Only child.
Only child for sure. Only child. Let me watch. Half my employees are going to be only child. I'm going to get an email from HR.
for sure.
17 complaints from the only child kids that, you offended them. But you know what's...
Bite me.
You know what's one of the most annoying people in the world? Think about the most annoying people in the world. Only childs are in that community.
Yeah.
Watch. Rob, can you do me a favor? Run a poll of how many people are
In our chat, in our group. Okay.
Can you run a poll of how many people here
Let's
are
guess.
only
Can we
child?
guess?
What?
How many people are watching?
How
right
many
now?
people are only child that are watching this podcast?
Let's say there's over 40,000 people watch, 45,000. I would say
10%.
No way. You think so?
Yeah.
Wow.
where are you at?
I don't know if it's that, but okay.
I was gonna say
that's
10.
crazy.
Wait,
10 or
it's higher or
9.
low?
You think it's higher than 10%?
I'll say 13.
No, I think it's like 10% or less.
Okay, let's see,
I'll
Rob.
say
Can you-
11.
did you start the poll, Rob?
did.
I'm gonna
Let's
say
see it.
12%.
Wow, Vinny.
What? 12%. Let's go.
Wow, so that's the number.
That's a lot of people.
You mean to tell me nearly
going up, Pat. It's
Wow,
going up.
10% are only child. I mean, I'll trust that when that hits 4,000 votes because that's when you know it's a real number.
Yeah.
But okay, you know who are the most annoying people in the world outside of only child? We should sell a shirt. I'm an only child and I'm proud of it. No, but you know what it is? People who think they walk on water.
Oh, of course. It's the worst. Worst. No humble, entitled,
Yeah.
Elitist, chin up.
Do you know, like, here's what's the crazy thing. Do you know, even when I said this, I didn't make any new friends today.
At all.
I lost all the only child.
For sure.
Jews are upset with me right
Muslims
now.
are mad at the beginning of
And
the show.
no, Muslims are saying that's not enough. You should go even more.
Yeah.
I don't have, I'm alone. By the way, I'm going to go home
you're-
by myself tonight.
You're gonna get
But I'm
pop-out.
just telling you what I believe.
Yep.
And I think Israel desperately needs a roast for Bibi.
That'd be awesome.
I think it's a great idea. It'll take the pressure down.
Let me tell you, if it ever happens, remember where the idea came from. Purely, how did this idea even come about? What were we talking
We're talking about
Randy
Randy
Fine.
Fine and the way that his attitude and the
We're going to
only
have to
child.
thank Randy.
Yeah,
We're going to have to
Thank you, Randy.
Suddenly we ended up over here.
Thanks, Randy.
that is so
But if you think about
funny.
it too, Pat, and you make a great point, and it's like by the way, if you're gonna do a consulting, the only child thing, you have to, like, especially the people that are doing the messaging, because there's some people on the Israel side that you could tolerate, you could listen to because they make good points. But when you have a Randy Fine saying nuke places, bomb them, and then you have Rabbi Shmuley as one of your biggest, loudest mouthpieces, I would be like, guys, that guy has to retire. Nobody wants to hear the messaging. And Brandon, you made a good point. The criticizing of a government of a country, when you label meaning I hate all Jews, that's where you lose a lot of people. Because if you can't criticize the government because you're scared to be, I'm not a racist, you lose it for people. People go, man, I can't even criticize.
You and I were talking the other day.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many of us were together. And I asked you, I said, tell me the worst experience you've ever had with a Jew. You couldn't think of one person. Remember that?
Yeah.
You couldn't think of one. Do you remember that or no?
Yeah,
It was
100%.
me, you, and Tom.
Yeah.
I asked Tom, what did Tom say? Could you think about one person? Have you ever had a bad experience with a Jew?
Adam excluding.
Have you had a bad experience?
Yeah.
One?
Yeah.
Very bad? Don't say it.
Over faith in things, no, but just in general, just trying to work with, yes.
Difficult to work with. Okay, so Tom had a bad experience. You're so funny.
I know exactly what he's talking about. I get it, Tom. I get it.
Is that person maybe like okay? Well,
All right, Tom.
I think the audience.
Yeah, they know. They know. They're not stupid. They know.
But the part is, man, when you get to a point that it's just like, you get nothing wrong and all this other stuff a little too
come
much.
on.
It's not attractive. And all right, so it was only child. Oh shit,
14%.
Still. Wow. Well, guess what?
14%.
What's 14% of 40,000 viewers, Rob? 14% of 40,000 is about 6,000. That means we're gonna have 35,000 people watching next Monday.
Yeah,
we just lost 6,000 of our only. Hey, to
Screw you,
only
Pat.
child, you have a problem with that? You don't have a brother, anyways. Can you imagine? I'm gonna call my brother. You ain't got one, dog. My brother's gonna come after you and whoop your ass. Oh man, I don't have a brother either. But here's what happened. Every size was pretty much sold out, including the white that's not even here yet. Okay, every size. For black and brown, the only thing that was left was 9, 9.5, 10, and 11. The only sizes that the shipment goes out today. You order today, it gets shipped out today. Those are the only sizes that are left for black and brown. Rob, can you go to black if you don't mind? If you go on black, can you officially order size 7 and 8 or not yet? No. Click on it.
Not yet.
Okay, so officially, the only sizes that we have left are 9, 9.5, 10, and 11. But I believe that effective here in the next 24 hours, okay, you can go place the order now, because I was under the impression that it was already up, Rob.
Hold on.
It is.
I
it
just
is.
refreshed.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's what it
there
is.
you
You don't
go.
refresh it.
Oh, all of them?
Here's the good news. The good news is folks came back and they said, Pat, can we get 7, 7.5, and 8.5? Guess what? We officially bought the mold for 7, 7.5, and 8.5. It's going to be done by November 17th. We're building the actual mold for 7, 7.5, and 8.5. You can officially order all the sizes, the 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, and 13. Some of the ones are going to come to you first week of February or first week of January. Some are December. 9, 9.5, 10, and 11 will be right away. But the reality of it is it's sold out ASAP. And the feedback we're getting with the people that are wearing the shoes on a daily basis, everywhere I'm going, I'm seeing fans are like, Pat, look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm wearing. It's great to see people are loving the shoes as much as we're wearing them. If you haven't yet seen the ad, Rob, can you pull up the ad real quick for us to tell you the story of the FLBs? And we'll get right into the podcast. Go ahead, Rob. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. We spent a lot of time on these shoes, and if you haven't yet ordered it, the comparable to it is, think about the same factories pretty much that make a lot of these other shoes, the Gucci's, the Zegnas, the Ferragamo's, Berlutti's, the FLBs, same type of leather. We're talking about high-quality leather, premium, laceless, craftsmanship. The only difference is it's the only one in the world that has the super foam technology, similar to what OnCloud and Hoka has, making the shoe light and comfortable to wear. When you wear it once, you're going to want to wear it all the time. And again, for some of you that are saying, man, I wish I would have had 7.5, I wish I had 8.5, order it now so you're guaranteed to get yours to come in. And who knows, some of them may come in earlier, but go to vtmerch.com, place your order with the shoes. Cannot wait to see you wear it. And by the way, when you do get them, put them on, take a picture, tag us. We want to see the pictures. Take care. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.